Hi, welcome to Watcher DM. I'm Gabriel Hernandez. Today, we're going to cover our adventure guide for Warlock Joe's Dark Vegas Vacation. Before we get into it, if you would like to support our work, you can go ahead and find us on DriveThruRPG, itch.io, or WatcherDM.com. You can go join our Patreon, where you can get fresh new content every day. And yeah, otherwise, I hope you will like this video. I hope you will subscribe to this channel. And I hope you hit the bell icon so you can be informed when new videos come out, as we're trying to make them pretty frequently these days. All right, let's get into it. Warlock Joe's Dark Vegas Vacation. The Warlock Joe's is a 5e compatible adventure for 4 to 6 level 7 characters. Plays in about 3 to 6 hours. And the idea here is that the party is going into a sunless dimension, a post-apocalyptic dead world of Dark Vegas. They're first exposed to basically the strip. I think we call it the wasteland in this case. But of course, as with all Warlock Joe's adventures, we start off with a little introduction to Warlock Joe and his introduction to the party to the gate. The important characteristic of this is we've brought back a spell from 3.5, Endure Elements, that the party will not have access to outside of this adventure for 5e. It's not available in 5e. But it's required to actually survive the difficult conditions of the Dark Vegas environment. So the environment itself is hostile and is described here under environment. It's completely dark. Non-magical fire is instantly extinguished, and corporeal undead are covered in ice and have resistance to fire damage. And all living creatures take 100 necrotic damage at the end of each round unless they're protected by Endure Elements. So you have to have this spell on you. This puts a clock on how long the adventurers can be inside of the place. Anyway, Joe basically has sent the adventurers in here to get a crystal skull and an unreadable scroll. And basically, that's it. He gives them, I think, a Mace of Disruption. Yeah, he'll give them each Mace of Disruptions with instructions on how to use them. Going to be pretty critical because there's a lot of undead in this adventure. And it starts off the adventure proper with the wasteland. Now, the wasteland is best done by keeping a die out, a d8, and setting it to 1. This is where the party has started at the gate here. And basically, they're going to try moving forward. It takes an hour each attempt, and they need to make a survival check. Have somebody be the navigator or the survivor, the person who's leading the group, and have them roll a DC 18 survival check. And if they want to spend an extra hour trying to move, they can get advantage on this roll. If they succeed on this check, they move forward 2 units. So you would switch from 1 to 3 on the die. If they fail, you roll a d6. On a 5 or 6, they move forward 1 unit. On a 2 or 4, 2 through 4, they stay in the same place. And on a 1, they move backwards a unit. Of course, they can't move farther back than the gate. So just, if they hit 1 and they keep getting stuck and going back, fine. As they're wandering around the wasteland, if the party has failed to move forward, either fails to move forward or moves back, you'll trigger a wasteland encounter. When the party takes a rest or moves forward, you roll a d6 and you trigger a wasteland encounter on a result of 1. And then if yeah, that's pretty much it. And wasteland encounters, this is just kind of a quick table to generate some ideas. Have fun, messing with this table if you feel like it. But it can be a lot of fun, So you have stumbled into a themed casino where 4d6 slot zombies are, mindlessly jamming coins and pieces of flesh into slot machines. When you arrive, they fling their drinks at you and yell something about, piss poor entertainment in the cabaret before attacking. Um, so yeah, neon sign museum, shopping malls, concert venues, auto dealerships, a sun temple, a memorabilia museum, a dive bar. I would throw a pawn shop in this list, or have them encounter a pawn shop. Basically, any Vegas Strip, kind of trope that you want to put in here and characterization that you want to put in here, I would advise putting in here. It can be a lot of fun to really Vegas things up and take your party to Vegas. I mean, what happens in Vegas is in Vegas, right? All right. Once the party has gotten over this kind of survival, gauntlet set of the adventure, they're going to find themselves in Area 3, which is the River of Shadows. Um, there's a ghostly boatman here who will ferry them across the river if they can convince him that they are here to pay tribute to the great Pharaoh. If they try and cross on foot, it's pretty shallow, but shadows begin attacking them very quickly. And they will not follow the party out of the river. So if they flee from the river on either side, the shadows will cease attacking. If the party can get to Vegaskare's pyramid, they are going to, need to get inside. And once they get inside, they're going to find an elevator shaft going up to the penthouse, the top floor. And basically, I would describe this as this is the pyramid lobby in Las Vegas. So, the place is a monument to this, Pharaoh Vegaskare, conqueror king. So painted up like that, and just have a really good time with describing the, formica everything and plastic plants, um and yeah, get into the spirit of how to market a tyrant in a casino. If the party takes the elevator shaft down, they can go to the pyramid basement, and in the basement they will be able to find the emergency generator. If they can enable that, it lights up the pyramid and activates things powered by electricity, such as the elevator, which they can now use. All the slot machines become active, and they can start using them to generate treasure. And it awakens Vegaskari and his tomb guardians, and attracts a bunch of zombies to the pyramid every 10 minutes. Um, so, yeah, at this point, you're just keep the zombies coming from outside. They will want to get in and get warm, and have that party get pushed towards Vegaskari's penthouse, which is Area 5. Um, Now, in between Area 4 and Area 5 is a world. There is a huge damned casino that the players should be able to explore. My advice is to just go nuts with it. Put your favorite things in there. You want an orange Julius? Put an orange Julius. You want a Cinnabon? Put a Cinnabon. Like, what's in Vegas. You know it's not good. Go put it in your game and have a good time with your party dealing with the undead Vegaskari version of that. All right. So once you've arrived to the penthouse, Warlock Joe is going to be alerted by a scrying sensor in the elevator, and he's going to remind the party that they need to get into the safe to get a great treasure and the unreadable scroll that must be destroyed. Um, and basically from here, they need to kind of get through his guardians, which are two wights. They will not notice the party if they haven't turned on the thing, and they're pretty easy to sneak around if the party is being stealthy. Um, and yeah, there is an observation deck from here, and you can see a massive undead swarming into the pyramid below. If you're in there, in the middle floor, there is Vegaskar's bedroom, and yeah, he is basically just in his sarcophagus or bed or whatever. And this fight is effectively, he is like a mummy. He actually might be more like a mummy lord. Yeah, he's a mummy lord with some additional stuff here. So Vegaskare II is this, the stat block is described here. So you get to use a lot of fun stuff in this adventure. The Rotting Fist, and there's a good little tactics section here on the Vegaskare stat block about how to use this character to really make the party, wish they hadn't fought Mummy Lord. um, and yeah, the Vegaskare fight, it's a good one. Make sure they ham it up. Also, we have a little pullout here about slots. So if the power is on, the party can start gambling, and this could be a fun little reprieve, fun way to kind of make some, basically spend a little bit of gold and roll some dice. And if they succeed, they get some gold. And then if the party makes it to the top floor, they will find the large safe. And they can find his number from the obelisk, or they can safe crack it. Either way. And yeah, he also keeps the key around his neck. That's that Ankh-shaped key. And so if the party is, smart and pulls that off of his body, they can do this. If they haven't fought him, which is possible, they can sneak by him, right, and get up here. Then they might be able to heist this thing like Ocean's 11 style. Of course, if they open it without using the combination and the key, an alarm is triggered, and the alarm alerts Vegaskare, so and his Tomb Guardians, and all other undead in the pyramid who will attempt to slowly get up here and kill the party. So at this point, it is time to GTFO, as the kids say. Now, the safe contains a Rod of Rulership, a Vicious Flail, the Crystal Skull of Pharaoh Vegaskare I, and a sealed unreadable scroll. The unreadable scroll is, in fact, instructions for a spell to siphon energy from the sun by breaching the negative energy plane. And there's a personal note from Warlock Joe to Vegaskare that says, try it, see if it works. When I think one of the playtests when we ran this, the party went ahead and used it in their own dimension and, drained the sun and opened the negative energy plane. So depending on how much you want to muck with your world, mileage may vary on this. You may not want to let them know that it's, usable. You obviously, will not want to destroy your world. But this can be a fun way to kind of change things up if you want to have a more undead-centric world or negative energy world. And then, yeah, once they're done, if they've obtained the unreadable scroll, Warlock Joe will message them and create an invisible portal outside of the pyramid, run and jump off the observation deck at full speed to reach it, and they return to a world of their own. The Lacrima of Warlock Joe asks for the unreadable scroll so he can destroy it, and he offers a Mace of Disruption or a Necklace of Fireballs as a reward to each party member. So if they do not have a Mace of Disruption still, or they want to choose, they still have that Mace of Disruption, they want to pick a Necklace of Fireball, they can get that as their reward for this adventure. And yeah, that's basically it. We got the stat blocks as always for shadows and specters, zombies, undead tigers, ghast, ogre, zombie, ghoul, skeleton, warhorse skeletons, the ghosts, the whites, the regular skeletons, and then of course Vegaskare, the mummy lord. And yeah, this adventure is pretty deadly. It hits pretty hard, but it can be a lot of fun. And so yeah, if you've had a chance to play this adventure, or you've got ideas on how we could make it better, please feel free to sound off in the comments with your experience or what you think we should do. And yeah, this adventure is also available on Shard VTT as a virtual tabletop board that you can get there with all of the contents included. Again, this is a pamphlet style adventure, so it's designed for a single page printout that you can take with you and just have it in your back pocket ready to run. So this 2-page adventures is what we called them, where each side of the sheet is just full of exactly what you need to run the adventure, and then the stat blocks are included as a supplement. All right, well, that includes our adventure guide for Warlock Joe's Dark Vegas Vacation. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Stay weird.